Suge's in jail right now.
Right.
When you first heard about the situation,
Right.
That with Terry getting killed and Bone getting hit and everything else like
terrible.
that.
Yeah.
You saw the video?
Yeah, I seen it. Yeah.
Did you know Terry?
Guys too, huh?
Did you know Terry?
Yeah, I knew him. Yeah.
You guys are friends?
I didn't know him like that, but I knew him through like business colleagues and stuff
fair
like
enough.
that. But I wouldn't. Yeah.
When you saw the video and you heard the situation around what happened and everything else like that, what did you really think?
I mean, on one note, I thought it was, to be honest with you, I thought it was silly, stupid. It's just stupidity. Like, why are you there? Like, you don't even need to be there.
Yeah.
Like, why are you there?
Because I interviewed Michelle A. and she said that, because there was stories floating around that he's supposed to meet Suge. I mean, that Suge was supposed to meet up with Dre to try to, because I guess Suge was being, not being, but Suge is depicted in the movie.
Of course.
And
he looks the best in the movie too.
Yeah, he really looks like Suge. Yeah,
he doesn't look bad in the movie. That's why I don't know what his problem was.
Well,
he looked good.
I mean, he's not positively depicted in the movie.
He looks good though. He looks like him. He looks like what you know of him. It's not like he started off being a cool guy. When y'all rock tonight, yeah. To being like, I'm managing Doc. To being like, man, I don't know what's going on, man. Let me look at your paperwork. Let me get you right. To being like, I'm Suge from Death Row with the cigar, dogs fighting, shooting dice. He wasn't in the back room, did this and all this and I fucked you over. He didn't look like that in the movie. You know what I mean? He looked like him.
Well, you know what I wondered about this, and I don't know whether you could answer this question or not, but from what I understand, for you to be depicted in a scripted movie, don't you have to sign off for your likeness to be used?
I don't know the legal part, of it, but I heard that you don't if it's from that person's perspective. Like if it's from their, like I can.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
If I know you, I can say, hey, you was this dude acting weird at my party that night. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me?
Right, because Jerry Heller, I heard, was not part of the film at all.
No.
In fact, I even heard that he's suing the film.
Man, he probably have a long time trying to get some money up out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the reason why I say that about the Suge situation is I think he thought that it was gonna be him like doing some shit like whooping Dre ass or doing some undercutted behind like he fucking people over or some shit. I think that's what he was worried about. Like kind of like how if you know, like when I seen the TLC movie, like how they did Pebbles in the movie. It made it be all her fault.
Yeah, pretty much.
Instead of it was wild at Death Row. When it was Death Row, it was wild like that. No one can say that.
But you weren't there though at the
time.
No,
but I know about how Death Row was. When I was around parties, I was cool with them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I know it was wild at Death Row, and it. This shit documented, like the wild parties and the how Can-Am was ran with dogs fighting in the sound booth.
People getting beat up and
all that,
the gang element and everything else.
Absolutely,
like that.
To me, that's all they showed. They just showed you the element of what we all knew.
Yeah,
I didn't see him like, Snoop, I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna fuck you over. He wasn't depicted like that in the movie. No. It was really straight him. He came from being a cool dude, looking out for everybody, to being like, I'm this big boss man running Death Row.
Okay.
It didn't get to him and Dre at the table and Dre saying, you've been fucking me my whole career. It didn't get. So how could you look bad?
He just said, I'm out.
Right, and that happened. He did just say he was out. He left with nothing. He left Death Row with nothing. So did you really look bad in the movie?
Well, one thing that Michelle A. said, and Michelle A. has a child with Dre and with Suge.
Absolutely.
And she said that there is no way that Dre would have ever agreed to meet Suge in Compton.
I believe that.
She said that would have never happened in a million years.
Yeah,
especially not in Compton.
I believe that too.
With Suge's background.
I believe that too.
I can say this: Dr. Dre would have never met Suge Knight there. It just didn't happen.
Okay, so the story you heard is different.
No, but I know Dre. Oh, I did know Dre.
You did know Dre.
And I don't think that part of Dre's changed.
I don't know why he was there, Vlad. I'm telling you. I don't know why he was there. I think if maybe he seen some footage of the film that made him look bad, maybe he would have went up there. I don't know why he was up at Tams.
Yeah.
And when I look at the film, I was like, I wish he wouldn't have never went up there. Right. And I know when he see it, he gonna like, I shouldn't have even went up there. I shouldn't even tripped.
Well, to be fair though, if you look at Suge's documented history,
right,
Suge has been consistently getting into some shit,
right,
the entire time.
Absolutely.
That people have heard of him.
Right.
And I'm sure even before people have heard of him.
Right.
I've heard some stories.
Like when a guy get beat up for the parking space, that's not far from who Suge is. So what are you gonna say? That's not really far from who you are. It's like, oh, I'm not really a guy like that. Why are you making me look like that? Could he really say that and have a problem with it?
It's not really defamation.
It's not.
Right. Well, because if you look
and that's documented. Assault cases, all those things.
Right.
That's.
I mean, from the beating of the guy
right.
at the in Vegas during right before Tupac got killed,
right.
which was on film, to getting shot at the Kanye party in
right.
Miami,
exactly.
to the shooting that happened
right.
at the Chris Brown thing,
right.
to the altercations
right.
at the weed store,
right.
to the woman, to the woman who
we've all done fucked up shit in life. I love Suge, you know what I'm saying? And I love him. You know what I mean? He's a guy that has looked out for me at points in my life. I love him. But we've all done some fucked up shit in life. You know what I mean? So he can't come and act like he's never done nothing, and no one can say, look, I remember when this happened. I remember, and talk about it. He can't do that. That's not fair to the history of yourself. You have to always live off of who you are.
Yeah.
And then we always realize that when it starts not working for us, then we don't want you to talk about it. But when it works for us, you can tell everybody.
Yeah.
You could be the tough guy with the cigar. You could be the tough guy, when it's working for you. But when, someone says, hey, you did these 10 things and we gonna talk about it on this film, I don't want you to talk. Why? It's what everyone knows.
Yeah.
People want to see it play out.
And to be fair, when I interviewed Michelle A., she was telling me about how during the early Death Row days, Suge would get the phone call in the middle of the night from one of the artists saying that my mom's house is about to get foreclosed on if I don't get this $5,000 check, and Suge would get out of bed and write a check.
He was just generous, to a fault. I remember people calling at 3 a.m. saying, yeah, my mom's house in foreclosure, she's going to lose it by 6 o'clock tomorrow, can you help? He got out his bed, went and took money, saved their parents' home. Really.
In the beginning, what Suge stood for and what Suge always will stand for, he will stand for what's right for if someone's doing you wrong and you're on his team. I'd rather him stand for me than have to be at odds with him and have to really go hard with him. You know what I mean? Because if something is wrong, he gonna stand with you. He gonna fix it. If you his people, he gonna fix it.
Right.
And he's never gonna, and he gonna sugarcoat it. If he gotta go kick him off, if somebody do something fucked up to you and he gotta go fuck them up, he gonna go fuck them up. You know what I mean?
Right. But as adults and as people who pay taxes and so forth, that is not always, most times that is not going to be the best way to handle it.
No, it's not.
Most times.
All the time it's not gonna be. Yeah. But like she's saying, if my house about to get foreclosed and I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and write a check for you, that's my character. That if he calls me and say, hey man, we right here and dudes is tripping on me, he gonna get in his car and come help you.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? He's not gonna say, well, call me in the morning, I'm gonna send some security down there. He wasn't a guy like that. Which these things become people's demise, from what you're talking about. Now they are taxpayers. Now they are public figures where you do need to call security to go help those guys.
Exactly.
You don't need to do that no more. But when that's who you are, this is what happens. And you not clearly seeing things through is what I saw on that video. As a professional, because I'm a professional and my background. I've been indicted. I've been in the federal penitentiary. I got a number on my back. There's things that I will never do ever again in my life because of that. Because I want to be a person that is an upstanding citizen and that does the things because I have that on me. I don't never want to go back to that. And you hope that all of us learn that. But some of those guys don't learn that.
Right.
Vlad, some cats don't learn that.
It really seems from my point of view that Suge never really took all the new experiences and information
No, yeah.
that he was exposed to
Right.
after his upbringing and really internalized it.
True.
To the point of, I can't slap people anymore. I can't.
Right.
I can't.
I can't press people. I can't.
I can't. You know, and I've heard stories of, you know, way after death row where he would still be trying to collect people's royalties and, you know, stuff like that in the way that he used to do it before the death row days.
Exactly.
And, you know, at the end of the day, people who are millionaires or multimillionaires, they may seem soft from the outside, but you don't get to that position by being a pushover.
That's true. Yeah.
You deal with a lot of shit coming up, and I know personally.
Right.
You know, like what I had to deal with, and to be where I am right now, I can't just let people talk to me the way they feel or tell or dictate how it was. You know, and I don't let people. You know, pressure me or extort me or whatever else. Or you can't press people
yourself because you're a figure. Like,
exactly.
You can't do it. It's two-sided thing. It's two-sided. It's twofold.
Like I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? It don't matter who you are. I'm not going to back down from what it is that I've built.
Exactly. No doubt.
And I think that Suge kind of continued doing that.
Absolutely.
And that's what caused a lot of the problems that he had later on post-death row.
Yeah, and I think that, and I think from a person that comes from like a good place, in his heart, and he can't position himself anymore, it becomes a bigger, like a how can I say it, like you know, like when you fiend to be back on top, and you know, it turns into other things because you're out here and you don't really know how to get your rhythm back. You know, and that was a lot with him. You know, like when I seen him, he was funny thing about when I seen Suge, he was very pleasant. He wasn't like the old Suge was, like at the height of, you know, because I seen him at the height of death row. Then I seen him in a penitentiary. I seen him come home and get a little rhythm back. Then he lost the label. Then when I had seen him, he was more like mellow. He's more like, oh man, well, you know, you got the best. He was just giving me some advice. He's like, man, he said, now, you know, we talking about business. He's like, he said, he said, forget about a record label. You are a record label now with the internet, with this, with that. And he was just pleasant. He wasn't that guy that whatever he did at that Tams, I don't know why he went back to who he was, because when I seen him, he's really pleasant. Yeah. You know, I don't know if that was just the moment I seen him or maybe me or, you know what I'm saying, or what we was at, but.
Well, I think also the thing with Suge is that he himself built up such an image and reputation that actual business people were, you know, basically scared to work with him.
Right, exactly, yeah.
You know, I know for a fact that because I was at Universal Records for a couple of years. I was running Flat TV out of SRC Records at Universal.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And on 1755 Broadway.
Gotcha.
And I remember there was pictures of Suge in the security room, and he was not allowed in the building. Right. Because I had heard that he had threatened the president of Universal. Right. Over some money he felt that he was owed. You know, the Suge story over and over again. The same type of thing. I think I heard he had threatened the president, and then at that point, he was not allowed back in that building. There was pictures of him. You know, there was armed security in front of the building specifically because of him. And
he got consumed with who he thought he was supposed to be.
And I think,
and he forgot who he actually was. Yeah, that's what, you know.
And he accomplished so much.
Absolutely.
That I think that it's unfortunate that by creating this boogeyman character, he shut himself out of a lot of opportunities.
Because when you talk to people like the Michelle A's, and you talk to people from back in the day, like a lot of our business people that we deal with in the beginning, people love Suge. You know, I mean, they do. They'll tell you like, yeah, he started off being like this, but it's like when everything played out, it just became, he just got consumed with his own self and forgot who he was. Yeah. You know, and it's a powerful thing. You know, fame, success, money is a powerful thing in this industry we're in. You know, we forget. You know, but I think we need to learn our own lesson. You know, I don't need you to teach me that lesson. You know, I don't need to continue to get the same result. Like, okay, if I went to jail for assault 15 years ago, why would I assault somebody else, or why would I put myself in a position to do that? We have to learn
it's going to happen.
Our own lessons.
Because you know what's going to happen.
You know what the outcome is going to be.
And now you got priors.
There you go. And it's not going to be fair. It's not going to be fair to you when you get up there, but they don't have to be fair no more because, like you said, the record shows you've done these.
You have a
these
history
many times. You have a history of the same
behavior.
type
and
of
I think
shit.
Suge has 2 strikes now, right?
Yeah. This would be the third.
So
if he
gets convicted of a felony,
it could be life. Yeah,
it could be life.
It could be life. Yeah, no doubt. Just based upon that, even if it drops to a lesser charge, it's still the way the judicial system works. Even if it drops to, it's still gonna stay in the felony category. But it's like a guy who has 2 felonies and runs and robs a 7-Eleven for a Snicker bar.
Yeah. Well, because even if it's manslaughter, I guess that's
still a felony. It still falls in a felony. That's what I mean. It's like a guy who has 2 strikes and runs into 7-Eleven and for a Snicker bar and gets caught.
That's it.
That's it. You strike out. So I mean, I think it's I kind of wish he was out. To experience what we're all experiencing because he was a major part of our success, I think, I believe it, what I'm saying, because he was that guy that pushed the line for us in the early days, for all of us, what I'm saying, for the rights of artists, for a lot of people. A lot of people be like, oh, Suge this, Suge that. He helped a lot of people as well. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Michelle even broke it, she broke it down that he got with David Kenner, I believe, who wasn't even a music attorney.
Exactly.
And him and David Kenner, basically, David helped him kind of decipher some of these contracts that Doc and
everybody
Dre had and stuff like that. And he was the first person to basically bring it to everyone's attention that they did not have good contracts.
That's what I mean. That's what he stood for originally.
Yeah.
I don't know what consumed him. Just the fame, the money, the success. I don't know because he wasn't that guy in the beginning. He always stood for let's make it right. Yeah. I don't like how people are getting done. Let's make it right.
Yeah.
But that's like the big brother type. It turned from the big brother to being the big bully, like you're saying, to other people.
Because I interviewed Gerardo recently, who was an A&R at Interscope.
Right. Exactly.
And he told me stories that Suge would come into the office and literally, felt that there was a check that he didn't get and literally would lift up the finance person over his head and basically say, where's my money?
So I heard stories when Suge would break the door in and somebody had not given him his check and he picked them up. And, I heard stories.
Wait. Maybe that money was owed, maybe it wasn't.
But you probably won't get it like that.
But doing that,
you probably won't get it.
Yeah.
For sure.
And, as time went on, I think people were like, something? I don't care if it's Suge.
Well, they figure,
I'm not going to let this person bully me. I don't care if I have to shoot him, or I don't care if I have to arrest him, or I don't care if whatever.
Right. Well, I think karma figured that out. Life and karma figured that out, and you see where we are today. I don't wish anything bad. I wish him the best. I hope he, I hope he can bear whatever they have for him, as far as the time that they're going to give him. But usually, where I come from, what he done is some time behind it, to some degree. Maybe not life, but it's some time behind it.
Well, he's an older guy also.
Right.
What is he, in
exactly.
his 50s?
He's in his 50s, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's some time behind it no matter what. It's not like, if you know anything about the system, what he done and with his felonies, it's time behind it. So I wish Suge, and I'm just saying that as an ex-convict, like I wish him, I hope he keep his head up and, has some get back for himself. The music stuff, that's over with. That's been over with for him.
It has.
I just hope he has some get back for himself as a human being, because I've seen guys die in the penitentiary. It's not a good look.
Yeah.
So.
So he was very honest, and he says, I don't write that way, I don't know how. So Drake was just kind of showing him how to take his ideas and turn them into a story, and to make that story come back around.
He basically was like letting me know, I know who you is, I know we got a lot of the same people, man, but we ain't dead, nigga, basically. And I was like on a defense.